extra quick, Scott.
Oh, yeah. All right.
I tell you what, a person who believes that this wasn't set up by our own government is an idiot.
Going to talk about today's lesson, the 10-minute lesson, about grammar lesson. Okay, so we're going first about what is a sentence. Okay, a sentence is a group of organized words that has subject-verb relationship and can express a complete thought. It has two kinds, subject and predicate. Okay, some of you doesn't know what is the meaning of predicate. Okay, predicate is a verb relationship, the verb and what comes after verb. Okay, so before we talk about the 4 types of sentences and 2 kinds of clauses, we have to know about conjunctions. Okay, conjunctions have 4 types. Cause and effect, time, condition, and opposition. Okay, so time, like before, after, when, since, while, as long as soon as. Cause and effect, because, since, now that, as, in order to, so. Opposition, although, though, even though, whereas, while, rather than. Condition, if, unless, only if, whether or not, in case, even if, as much as, provided that, assuming that. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the 4 types of sentences. There are 4 kinds of sentences: simple sentence, complex sentence, compound sentence, and compound complex sentence. Okay, simple sentence is the simplest one. It consists of one independent clause, can be long or short. For example, we talked after class, we went shopping together. Okay, so compound sentence, it composed of 2 simple sentences combined with a comma or conjunctions, like the fanboys, for, and, nor, but, yet, so. It can only be combined with a comma plus a correlative conjunctions, both and, not only, but also, either or, neither nor, whether or not, so much, not so much as. Also can be combined with semicolon or a colon or a dash, or semicolon plus a conjunctive adverbs like however, thus, moreover, consequently, therefore. Examples: James stayed at school, comma, but Sarah went home. Another example: not only did the blue group win the task, but only they were recognized as the smartest. Complex sentence contains one independent clause and one or more dependent clause, forming like combined together with conjunctions. Examples: after the teacher explained, comma, John asked a question. Another example: John and his friend went to the mall, comma, which was very crowded. Okay, and finally, the compound complex sentence contains 2 or more independent clauses and at least 1 dependent clause. Examples: even though I like shopping, I didn't have free time, comma, and I don't have enough money. There are 2 independent clauses and 1 dependent clause. Okay, the dependent clause is even though I like shopping. The first independent clause is I didn't have free time. The second, I don't have enough money. Okay, so here's to the 2 types of clauses. Okay, the clause is a group of organized words that has subject-verb relationship. The 2 kinds of clauses are dependent and independent clause. The independent clause is a group of organized words that has subject-verb relationship and can express a complete thought. However, the dependent clause is a group of organized words that has subject-verb relationship but can't express a complete thought. Okay, examples for the dependent clause: because he was sick, so there is no meaning, there is not a complete thought. But independent clause like Jane left school, it does explain a complete thought. Okay, so we're going to talk about the errors. There are three kinds of errors: run-on, and fragment sentences, and comma splice. Um, the run-on sentence, when writing a sentence, like you must put a full stop to the end of the sentence, and do not insert a comma and continue the sentence. This will be considered as a run-on error. Example, we all went to school on that day to take the test. Comma, we still all failed. The fragment sentence fails to be a sentence because it can't stand by itself. And it doesn't contain a single independent clause. Examples, when Johnny ate 2 slices of pizza, okay, there is no independent clause and it can't stand by itself. And finally, the comma splice, use of comma to join 2 independent clauses. Example, she fell on her knee, it was bleeding badly. Okay, the pub quiz. You have the pub quiz in the banner. You should do it in 5 minutes. You have 4 minutes. You have 4 minutes. 3 minutes. You got 2 minutes. Have 1 minute. Fifty seconds. Okay, if you finished, put the papers in the banners. Okay, so this is the end of our lesson. Thank you.
In Islamic school. I'll talk about tomorrow. Yeah, that's rolling the hard way. We don't want to roll quite that hard. We want to get one of them little minibuses. What's up?
Tell you what, a person who believes that this wasn't set up by our own government is an idiot.
Everybody's gone out of their mind.
Welcome to Mr. Quick's class.
Welcome to Mr. Quick's class. Welcome to Mr. Quick's class. Welcome, Mr. Quick's class. Oh yeah.